if I was to tell you the fear that you have of the Illuminati is just you being in fear of yourself? As kids, we were brought up to listen to music backwards and learn about the Illuminati and try to figure out the Illuminati. And that fear suppressed our psyche from a young age, or whenever you started watching about the Illuminati. The word Illuminati to me represents the illumination, the ones who can illuminate. The ones who can illuminate darkness and bring it to light, something that is hidden that comes to light. The Egyptians created pyramids for a reason. That's why the Illuminati symbol looks like a pyramid with an eye. Because our mind operates in the way of a pyramid, in the shape of a pyramid. This is cognitive thinking for the mind. The mind need to operate in these ways in order to operate the way it's supposed to. But learning survival is what kept us trapped in the loop of fear, in the loop of thinking that anyone was above us, controlling us, when no one is controlling us but ourselves. The reason we have laws is because people are not in control over their mind. When you are in control over your mind, you now have control over your emotions. And a lot of people who don't have control over their minds are so tapped into their animalistic side. People forget that we are connected to animals and we prey on each other just like animals do. But we are a more evolved species than animals. And when we continue to stay in the loop of the animalistic side, we don't evolve because nature evolves over time. Us being stuck in our animalistic side, our ego, and that part of ourself keeps us stuck in evolution. That's why we have law. That's why we have someone above us. That's why we feel controlled. Because no one has control over themselves. No one is controlling you but you. The moment you take control over yourself, your mind, body, and soul, that's when you could operate in the world of seeing beyond the veil. That is what the Illuminati is. It's not a secret society that is killing people, but it's a secret society that understands this. And whenever it is your time to understand, 222 on my time, you will understand. Not everyone is meant to understand right now because not everyone can actually understand everything that I'm talking about. The moment you take time out to yourself and you look out of that fear-mongering type of energy, that's when you would understand life. The Egyptians were not giants. The Egyptians built those pyramids. But people are so confined in the thought that Egyptians had help by other beings when the Egyptians were those beings. The Egyptians took time. They had patience. They had teamwork. They just had the authority and the understanding that in order to connect with the stars the way that they wanted to, they had to put that work in no matter how long it would have took them. So no, I don't believe that it was giants that helped the Egyptians. I believe that the Egyptians had help by each other, teamwork. We grew up in a world that don't have teamwork and that don't work together, that don't have patience, and that need instant gratification. So we take away the genius from the Egyptians and we place it upon mythical beings. Not saying that giants didn't exist, but giants did not help the Egyptians. The Egyptians were intelligent. They had minds. They were different. They worked in different type of ways in their community that had intelligence. So of course, we're going to look at them as little because we're dumbed down. We believe that the pyramids only existed because we don't believe that we can make those same pyramids as a community. So we place the credit on something that seems bigger than us when we are big within, internally. And the God within us is what reflects outwardly. And that's what the Egyptians did. That's why I understand that the pyramid, the Illuminati symbol, is not bad and is not something to go against you. It's something for you to reflect at yourself. It's a mirror for you. The Egyptians built the pyramid to connect with the stars. Intelligence, because they had intelligence. And they also made pyramids in order to make it something ceremonial for them that also had high vibrations and that was connected to the divine. Something like a church. So if I was to say anything about the Illuminati is not anything to bring fear onto you, but something for you to reflect with, and so you can see beyond the veil. And we have to give credit where credit is due. Yes, Egyptians were human like, but their God within them were bigger. And that is what created those pyramids. And the disrespect of seeing the pyramid as something demonic, that is so disrespectful. People only fear what they don't understand, and they fear the mirror that shows something within them that they just yet can't understand.